last week on Dads and Dragons. Olsen and the Algatherans had just slain the last of the Ceresians, and he and Bretwin were left to look around the boat. Bretwin commented that something about the words of the last Ceresian as he fell under Olsen's mighty fists seemed strange. He and Olsen went about ransacking the boat's executive office for clues. They confirmed their suspicion that the boat was performing secret intelligence for Ceres. There were notes about everything going on in the city, and a large binder containing a multitude of dossiers on the prominent Algatherans. Olsen immediately turns to the page on botany, but alas, Ceres had not yet uncovered the breadth of her crimes. There was corruption, yes, sedition, crimes against humanity, but no murders to be found. Alongside botany, Olsen, Vivers, and even Bretwin featured heavily, but the longest section was on Courtney. The Ceresians laid damning claims at her feet of terrorism and insurrection against noble Algathera and the other city-states. Ceres had in fact launched several assassination attempts, but had not been able to find her yet. Olsen was aghast at this new information, that one of his oldest and most trusted mentors could turn against her oath and the city which made her the hero that she was. What could possibly be worse than this? Olsen looked further, and read through his own entry. There was a lot of information on Olsen's greatest victories, and even some mentions of his allies. The Great Cadre had a whole chapter. Olsen, Sarave, but no, the Ceresians had made a mistake. Algae wasn't listed in their victories. Sure, he's of small stature, and he plays a more supportive role, but by the second and third triumph of the mighty heroes, surely he would have been noticed. Instead there was something else. Something Olsen didn't even recognize as a name at first, as it sounded more like an insult to him. Craven. Olsen, Sarave, and Craven saved the convoy in the swamp. Olsen, Sarave, and Craven rescued an Algatheran from a gigantic crocodile. Olsen, Sarave, and Craven? He looked again, and scoured the dossier for any sign of the newest Algatheran he had met. One of the good ones. The last person in this world he thought he could trust. But there was no Algae. Only Craven. He could hear the gnome puttering about on the deck outside of the executive suite. Olsen slammed the door open and threw the dossier to the ground at his feet. "What is this?" he roared at the gnome. Looks like paper," said the gnome, confused. But it was more than paper. It was a damning confession of a farcical blood brother, who was nothing more than a Ceresian. "Craven!" Olsen pointed, as he spat the Ceresian name from his mouth. "Craven Pebbleteeth!" The gnome was shocked, as his tower of deceit fell around him. He denied at first, but eventually he could evade Olsen's questions no longer. He is Craven. Craven tells the story of his gambling debts, and how he had to flee Ceres for safe harbor in Algathera. But Olsen was unsympathetic and mistrustful. They sailed back to the port in tense silence. They left the boat with Berryboot to investigate the technology and head off to meet with Vivers. They discussed the intelligence they found on the boat, and then Olsen asked for a moment alone with the old general. When they're alone, Olsen reveals what Courtney has been up to, and asks what he will do after finding out about his friend's betrayal. He says a lot, but signs it off by saying he hopes that she is merely misguided, and he can guide her back into the Algatheran fold. Olsen leaves nonplussed, and he and what remains of the cadre return to their boat. Time is of the essence, and they set out on their boat towards the north, to Fort Rennick. Just do something.
Nice. That was great.
Good recap.
Watching your face as well, Buckers, it's just like...
Is that how it happened? I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, close enough. It's paper.
That looks like paper.
It's like, oh, this looks so flammable.
Say that. I liked it. Bit of flair.
You'll love to see it. Alrighty.
Okay, so with all that said and done,
There was so much.
what? Sorry, what was the very end?
We paid
You
off the
said
boat as well. We left. We were getting on the boat to
you're on
head
the boat.
north to Fort Rennick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To where? Sorry.
Fort Rennick? Rennick?
Fort Rennick. Oh shit.
Or somewhere. Where do you think we were going?
Fort
I
Rennick
don't
was
think
in the
I-
notes. It could be wrong.
I don't think I wrote that down anywhere. Tell me about Fort Rennick.
It starts with an R,
That's it.
finishes with a C. There's some other letters in the middle. Let me just check.
It was before. Where did we come back after the murder algae session?
It's the first mention of Fort Rennick in the notes.
Your recap.
No, the notes. I just took that bit at the end. I was just like, and we leave to Fort Rennick, and I was like, okay, I can put that in.
Fort Rennick.
Into
You getting your
north to Fort Rennick.
you getting
Where
your
are we actually
campaigns
going?
confused? Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it?
It does.
I mean, you just tell us where we're meant to be going.
Can amend the recap.
Just what's the party's intention right now?
I thought
To
we
go
had to
stop
do a job,
Construct.
and we got
Yeah.
sidetracked to save algae, and then we were
Yeah,
we were meant to go
Botany
to a
was
camp
like-
that had been getting fucked up by the elementals, and it was like,
Yeah,
go
yeah.
find that out, follow them back through a portal to the factory,
Yes.
and then blow it up.
Yeah, we got
Ah.
some bombs and shit. We got that
Yeah.
from someone. We got some bombs.
No, it was the reverse. It was the reverse.
Quest.
It was the reverse mana tapper. So it's like you tap the node, and rather than it goes boom.
Isn't that just
oh
what
yeah,
it
the
said?
dark
Or-
tapper. Is that what we call it, the dark tapper?
It works.
Yep, this dark tapper, as it were, absorbs mana much like an old tapper. Blah 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 blah.
And it's not Fort Rennick, it's Forge Deknir.
Forge Dignia.
Oh. Intelligent.
It ends
You
with
are
an
saying
R.
all these things with a very bad French accent.
Yeah,
But I don't think anyone actually knows. Yes. Okay, so yes, no one knows where Forge Deknir actually is.
Because we
You
were meant
look-
to follow them back through a portal.
Yeah.
So we're not going to a fort. We're going to a forge, and
well, okay, so this is all rumors. The portal stuff is real, but the intelligence, and let's put that in heavy air quotes, the intelligence that's been received is that
Intelligence.
intelligence. Was this the conversation with Falarian?
Falarion, head of intelligence. Head
He
Spanish.
wasn't French as well, was he? Surely not.
I've got intelligence written. I've got intelligence written.
Intelligence.
He must have been
intelligence.
He must have been some form of Western European then, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Pan Western Europe.
I'll make him Spanish. I like that. I'll look up Spanish accent.
Oh
Something like that.
no! I think it's South African
I'm
sounding.
gonna Google this Spanish accent. That's how you get on
Yeah, I'm
the
gonna
ground.
Google Spanish accent. I'm gonna
What do
practice
Spanish
it.
people
This
sound
is
like?
this is what I do for you in this campaign. But the intelligence that you have been given is that, and this is just pure speculation. Someone claimed that they saw a glimmer of Forge Deknir in the background, in the shimmering mists of this portal. Falarian kind of scoffed at that because Forge Deknir has thought to have been lost forever. No one's seen it in hundreds of years. There's paintings of it everywhere. It's incredibly famous. It's Bretwin, actually. Roll me a history check, Bretwin. I don't even know. This is going to be a history check that you will pass in your sleep, but I still like rolling.
Yeet. Yeah, always roll. Where did it go?
Because sometimes a really good roll can add bonus information to.
Yeah.
So that was a 16.
16, yeah.
Yeah. So Bretwin has actually been quite excited about this. Just even the sheerest, you don't believe it. Bretwin doesn't believe it at all because, surely not, right? Surely not. But this is like a mythical dwarven forge from eons ago that is said to have been responsible for creating some of the most fabled weapons ever made.
Oh, fancy.
It's sort of like the dwarven what's that place in Rome that's really churchy?
All of Rome.
No, but like the Vatican. The Vatican. Yeah, it's like the Vatican for dwarves. But
like
instead of religion, it's forging.
hey, man! Fucking the Forge Father had his shit right the first time. Created the dwarves. They're all just very, very here for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's like yes, there's a real like creation myth with forges for dwarves. So it's a real it's a sacred, incredibly sacred place. But yeah, it's like it's kind of like if Jerusalem disappeared, and someone claimed that they saw it through a portal. That's very topical. Maybe we'll stay away from that. We'll go back to the Vatican.
Oh no, we've been demonetized.
I don't think are the Catholics doing anything naughty at the moment. I don't know.
Well, I mean, Israel's just bombing the shit out of it. Like,
No, we're moving away from Jerusalem. We're going back to the Vatican.
nothing outside of the usual.
Catholics don't do anything bad.
Yeah, so you're being at the moment. You're sailing to Moonglow Hollow, because intelligence
What? Yeah.
has predicted that this area will be hit sometime in the next like week or two. It's all speculation, but this is your chance to intercept a raid and secure passage back through the portal before it closes to wherever it is. All right. Any questions?
I trust our intelligence.
I feel like that was a real time warp back to like 4 sessions ago, which was like November last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, happy for that.
I think it all makes sense, right? Like, this is what you were told by Flarian. They've been monitoring the like pattern of assaults. They know the portals are involved. There's rumors that it's Forge Technique in the background. Yeah, okay. I think we're good. Okay. So the boat sails. There is one more interesting piece. Actually, Algie, can you roll me?
Just gonna keep calling him Algie. Is that the plan?
Yeah, I'm Algie.
Craven's his dead name.
Yeah.
Can you roll me a survival check? I don't know. You're looking at a map.
What? Oh, a what check?
You're looking at a map. I want you to roll a check where you notice something interesting on a map.
Insight, I guess. Still.
Yeah, that'll do.
Where? What else would it be?
Weak, but it'll do.
Like investigation at least.
Investigation.
Yeah, you are a wizard.
Survival.
Yeah.
I like survival. Reading a map.
I'm doing.
Survival's also an in check, isn't it? No, it's whiz.
There's investigation. Oh, my dice is hanging in the air. Do you guys see that? Oh, it dropped. There you go. 10.
Flat 10?
No. With
5
with
plus
my
5.
5 plus
15?
5. No.
5
10.
plus 5 equals 10.
Oh, sorry, rolled a 5. I see. Okay. The only thing you notice, unfortunately, is that this is on like Moonglow Hollow. It's really bloody far away in a particularly unusual direction. Like most of Algathera's expansion has been to the east, which is where you went. By the way, keep track of this for your eventual map that you make, Cameron.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Most of the expansion has been to the east, where what was that fun port you went to? Elven something
Oh,
port.
the Elvenport,
Elvenport.
not Camp
Elvenport.
Theta or whatever.
Yeah, Elvenport. Camp Citadel was like northeast, but Elvenport is just like bang on east. You've
So
actually
write it
gone.
down.
You've gone like south around the end of your continent. You're actually sailing out west now, so it's a really weird. It's like a southwestern location. Yeah, that's all you know. You recognize.
Are we recording this?
Yes.
Good.
There's
Save this VOD.
hours and hours. There's hundreds of hours for you to go back through and draw your map on. Completely unfiltered. Just-
Every little detail.
Yep.
I'd actually love to see everyone's attempt at like a quick sketch of Maldora.
No fucking idea.
It'd be so interesting.
This has always been Cameron's job. Don't try and crowdfund this
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
He needs help.
I'm gonna go on Fiverr. Here's 10,000 hours worth of D&D. Make a map.
Someone will just fucking feed it to goddamn an AI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably like make a transcript out of everything and then feed it to ChatGPT and get it to draw a map.
That'd be really
It can
sweet.
just
That would-
fucking do that now. Like,
I don't know if like just the base ChatGPT can take that much text, but
Nah,
yeah,
you gotta get
I've
the
got
better one.
I've got a lot of text. How much text do I have?
Oh,
Word
true.
count.
You've already transcribed it essentially.
did you put all the
30.
details about locations in there?
That'd be a
Yeah,
Did you add that
Yeah.
bit to 10?
My God,
I'm just gonna take that
try it
transcript.
right now.
38,000 words.
Oh, what's the
That's
token limit for
That's fucking
Can the-
stupid.
Can the fancy ChatGPT draw a map?
GPT-4 can do a
Still
lot.
gonna draw a map,
Yeah.
surely.
32,000 tokens? Wow. I think a token is a word. How many words were you?
32.
Okay, GPT-4. Oh, sorry, GPT 3.5 can handle 32,000 tokens.
Yeah, we're up to 4 though, so
Yeah, GPT-4 can handle 32,000 tokens as well. So you probably
There you
could
go.
just slap this into GPT-4 and be like,
Map's ready next week, everyone.
problem is, Cam, you're gonna need to feed it into. You're gonna have to ask GPT-4 to describe the map for you, and then feed that description into a imaging tool like Midjourney.
DALI 3 is just built into it now. I was having a gem
Really?
spit out logos for me the other day.
Remember, Cam's
Oh,
made all
yeah.
the stuff, so he.
Was that just with ChatGPT? Was it?
Yeah.
because in
Oh,
Bing,
man.
if you do it through fucking Edge and through Bing, you just get to play with the expensive toy for free.
Jesus.
That's the trick.
Dylan, Matt called me the other day, and he's like, "Hey, sorry."
I tried to just paste it in.
Oh, too long. I'll say this for the end. Remind me to come back to this after the stream's over, because this is probably a bit too, bit too much for.
I'm
being on
excited.
the
Dumb
stream.
map things are my favorite.
Okay. Anyway, moving right on. It's a cold sail. Oh my god. Oh no, sorry. It's a cold, windy sail across the southern tip of your continent, and it doesn't improve much on the way westward. Sorry, yeah, westward. And then all of a sudden, this like tropical wind just blasts that trade wind out of the way, and it just the waters start to lighten up. And it gets quite like almost like mangrovey. The captain is stressed navigating these waters. It's not a route he usually takes. He's like poring over maps of these like shifting mangrove estuaries. But eventually you land in Moonglow Hollow.
Moonglow
Isn't that a real place from something else?
It does sound familiar.
I feel like that's like a WoW location or something.
Yeah.
Glow.
I want you to start down here. I think.
Love a new map. I fucking love a new map.
I was saying to Buckers before you got here that I think it's actually one of the most beautiful maps we played on so far.
Oh, we're over there.
Ugh.
Where are we
And I love that
Music?
they all have fucking music built into them. Like, oh, Talespire was such a good find.
The thing is, there's actually a bunch of like Talespire competitors being built at the moment. I found
Yeah.
a
Well, there's
really
the official one.
yeah, there's the official one. I found a really interesting one that looked like it was basically had really strong AI integration, so that you could just like prompt what you wanted, so you didn't have to build the world. You'd just be like, I want a dark dungeon with like a big dragon, blah 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 blah.
Procedurally generated. That sounds really good. For a small fee, a small sponsorship fee, we could support any of these platforms for that.
And Talespire
Yeah.
don't include you.
Yeah.
Still not in Talespire.
We're loyal as long as you.
Yeah. But I mean, if you find anything cool, like, that's got a Patreon link, do just bill us. Like, 100% would pay for all maps and shit.
Um.
Where
Can
we're
you
gonna have
plonk
to
us?
pay for
Oh, yeah, sorry.
ChatGPT 2.0 so we can get
I've been
Yeah.
I've been distracted. Brett, relax. Unnamed and algae. And now I have to remember again for like the 20th time how to drag the morph in. How do I do it? Which key combo is it? Oh, there we go. I did
Easy. And so intuitive.
it.
Isn't it just in the bottom left? Yeah.
What do you mean in the bottom left?
The Hero Forge.
Oh yeah, but
Or-
Dylan wants a morph so he can have like a combat guy and a
Yeah,
regular
yeah.
guy.
I also like
Oh, nice. This is the upgrade. Now that you've summoned him in again, it's the new version that doesn't have the weird glowing face.
Oh,
Oh,
very
we've got
good.
2 versions now.
Well, I like emailed them and I'm like, I know you don't do refunds, but. And they're like, okay, yeah, the lighting is in beta and it's all fucked, so here you go. Re-download it.
That's nice.
Because he was glowing out of like his chest and it was stupid.
It wasn't
Wow,
great.
what good customer service. A company you can trust.
What great customer service. We love Hero Forge, supporting all of your role playing
stream, but unfortunately,
All right. So the boat.
someone's gonna pay us before we can sell out.
Yeah, seriously. You can see the sweat dripping off the captain's face as he navigates to the ramshackle port that is attached to
Is that him
the.
over there?
Who?
I don't think we're going to even be seeing that guy.
Well, I've zoomed in to just like literally what Algae's looking at. Like I'm
To
right.
where? To where?
Actually, you can see a little man in the distance.
Oh.
Ooh, I can see a little man too.
I can see.
I'm glad you can see a little man. Can I go back to my
Exposition, yes, please do.
so you pull into this port. The large boat, the seafaring boat that you were traveling in, actually is moored in the sandy harbor, and you're being paddled or rowed in on a small vessel up to the shoreline itself, through twisting gnarled roots of mangroves and tropical birds cawing in the air and monkeys swinging around. It's all happening. You're greeted once arriving at port by a warrior clad in leathers, but light because it's quite muggy. Probably like a solid 28 plus degrees Celsius, of course, for our American viewers. I don't know what those in Fahrenheit. I don't care. It's a stupid system. The air is thick, but the warrior who greets you is very pleased to see you. Word of your arrival had been sent through magical channels, and your arrival here has been greatly anticipated. He escorts you up the winding road to Moonglow Hollow proper itself. And what you see before you is I don't know how much you can see actually. Let me zoom into your player's
Should we
perspectives.
start moving forward?
Please do.
I'm quite zoomed in. It's really cool, actually. I wish
Oh,
you could
dang.
look up more.
Yeah,
Really
that's
can't.
really awkward. You might just need to zoom out to look up because it's a map worth looking up at, and then zoom back in.
Yeah, it's fucking sick.
Oh, wow, cool.
So many trees. It's
So-
so cool.
Yeah, you see a town that's unlike any of that you've been to so far. In fact, it's almost flaunting Algatheran.
Oh,
Oh, did you fall through the?
yeah, I just fell in. I love that when you zoom.
Next tape. Oh no, it happened to me too.
I love that when you zoom, when you go underwater, all the music muffles. Like it's just it's such a little feature, but fuck, it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it is
making my
actually
way
so
across. Where have I gone? Did I make it?
cool. Shout out Talespire.
Clamber out.
Well, I've certainly seen some places in my time, but I mean, apart from the heat, this is. And he's just like, Brendan's just looking around. He's like, I could almost understand why those elves like living in trees so much. It's nice and grown over here, so could almost get it.
Yes, it's a wonderful spot, but you're right. It is a bit warm. I'd say probably around 82 degrees.
Yuck. Blech, blech. The guard you pass as you clamber over the bridge. Some of you drier than others. Just nods to you politely as you enter this this forest, manicured forest of what look to be much like tree houses. It's there's in fact, let me see if I can just tweak this a little bit. No, I cannot tweak it too much.
I'm a bit like, ooh, like a bit more fan of the earth, you know, more stony.
Yeah, this is very airy. The stylistic choices are very foreign. But amongst them, there are some like you see the presence of like Algatheran materials being used. Like there's the sort of standard electrical systems of Algathera. Electrical? Do we have electricity in the fantasy world?
It's like
Aqueduct systems.
Mana-driven electricity.
Exactly. That's like magic systems of Algathera. Yes. Mana systems of Algathera.
the mana pathways,
And
Yeah.
sorry?
mana lamps, you know.
Exactly.
Yep. Yep.
Mana
I get-
computers.
Yeah. I get you now.
So you see that sort of thing, but it's almost like the rest of it, like usually all the like Elvenport even, which was built on the ruins of like an elven city, was still very like Algatherified.
Yeah.
This place is not. It's quite interesting.
Mm. I don't know.
It's like, I mean,
Don't know if I like it.
yeah. Olsen, you're a druid. What do you think of all of this? I mean, Give me
I'm a
stone any
druid by
day, but-
training, but I've never seen a place like this before. I was trained in Algathera.
ah, yes, one of those city druids. That does explain quite a lot. The lack of an odor, for one. I've many of the druids I've known in the day, lovely people, but you can tell they've been out in the forest for a while.
Olsen's the only druid I know. Buddy.
This is so
Oh
cool.
my
Fucking, I
God.
just keep looking around, and it's just so fucking sick. And just the little like plinky elf synths.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Just soak it in.
Like, yeah, like this is awesome.
This is what
I'm
we're
quite
doing.
Oh my
enjoying
god, so many elves.
Around here, listen to the music. It'd be really hard
Oh,
to make
there's
out
little
wherever it is next week.
Yep.
You
There's little fairies up ahead.
Well, these are the.
Retron will go up to these people here, and he'll be like, "It's like, well met, citizens of. Well, do they look like they're wearing Algatheran gear or anything like that?"
You see like a mana ring. And what was the sign of the claw?
It's like, what?
It's like a big
Do you have like, but like, do people? I know people just do
blue
it,
and
but
purple.
like,
It's blue and purple. There's colors.
do you have like tattoos or necklaces or anything like that? I
guess
don't
the
know,
ring
or like
and the
insignia?
colors.
Is it just the ring?
And the
I mean,
colors.
I imagine-
colors.
I imagine we'd probably have like,
Oh, didn't you have dog
insignia.
tags? If you go all the way
Yeah.
back to like the second session,
I'd say
if
so.
you search
But
dog
I'd im-
tag in your notes, do you find anything?
There's definitely dog tags too.
I thought there was dog
yeah, because
tags.
we've collected them.
That's
it's
right.
like
you
the
collected
ring.
the dog tag.
I thought the rings
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of became
just
the
the ring.
dog tag.
Oh no, it's not dog tags. It was the ring. Yeah,
just-
Yeah,
the
the
ring.
rings.
Yeah.
The rings.
but
were the
I'd
dog
imagine we'd have like Algatheran livery on our armor.
Mm.
We got some.
You
colors.
all certainly do. You certainly do.
Yeah,
Vince
like
do.
I'm wearing fucking plate. Like
I get a
just
point
painted.
order here. Was I trained as a druid in Algathera? No.
Were you trained as a druid in Algathera?
Where else would you have been trained?
Interesting question.
Because
What
This wasn't
are you
one of your
asking?
teachers?
I'm asking what I remember as a character.
I see.
Let me see if
So
I wrote it
you,
down.
I think from memory, your character was like you were like born and bred Algatheran, and like you were sort of like one of those child prodigies who
I
was
found
just
it now.
like
I wrote it down. It's okay.
okay.
We'll share with the class.
No, secret.
Share it with me.
Either way,
I'm pretty sure I
Brett-
remember.
Retwin done up in his
I've lived in Algathera
Algathera.
as long as I can remember.
Yes. You're like a city druid.
Yeah.
You don't know these rural folks.
But
These
there is
elf
a
faces are pretty.
secret backstory.
Yeah.
I can send it to you.
Yeah. Bretwin's gonna go up to these elves either way and is like, hello, fellow Algatheran elves. And he just nods ever so slightly.
Yeah.
It's like, can you point us to where the barracks is, or whoever the leader of this port is? We've been sent from Algathera on a mission.
That's a top
need to go and
secret
find out
mission.
what this-
Like,
Yes, Algie. I was trying not to say.
Oh. Oh. Yes. You are the Dragon Knights, right? Here to intercept the next portal that's apparently coming to our little enclave.
Well, certainly less secret than we thought, Algie. And he like elbows him.
Oh, yes. All of those sort of things are shared at Moonglow Hollow. We find it's better for our communication channels to have a flat hierarchy. But we still need a leader, of course, and that's who you're asking for. So, yes, Picre Aothi, that's who you're after. Just up ahead. In the... I don't know what the fuck that is. In the...
Big realty. All one word, I assume.
Picre, first name, Aothi, second name.
Big Ray.
In the... I don't know, the... temple... In the temple up ahead. You almost made it to it yourselves. It's almost like you were destined to be here.
yeah.
Well, we do have the light of Ordecar guiding our light, or guiding our way. It's like, thank you.
And as you go, they sort of talk like to themselves, and they're like, the light of Ordecar, undeniably, but also the touch of terror.
It's a bit out of hand to just say to random. Anyway. Druids, eh?
And the other one is like, yes, terror guide us.
I think I prefer the city druids. This is a bit
Me
weird.
too. Me too. Algae.
Surprised this hasn't been.
Alrighty.
Oh god, I've forgotten about that, Ed.
Yeah.
I need to have a think about what that means.
Oh yeah.
You're a young child, so
I don't
All
remember
you-
though.
and all the youth are harvesting up. Okay, actually, it's a bit like okay, yeah.
Oh wow, there's a lot more people here.
Where are you all going?
To
Is
where
back,
it looks
all the
like
way back there? Or is it right here?
It's all the way
I
back
don't-
here.
what?
I
Not
don't-
over here?
Oh, just this little one over.
No.
Yeah.
It's like
That does
I
look-
already knew the way.
Oh, actually, the place
Yeah, I was like,
went to looks pretty good, but it's
I was
not
like,
the-
are you sure it's not this
I'm
one?
100. No, I'm 100% sure.
Where's Olsen? Oh, there he is.
As you walk back past this way, in fact, I'm going to delete this guy. Get out of here. As you walk back this way, the woman inside this temple calls out to you. Yes, you're in here. You're not the first to have made that mistake.
All those important people up there.
Well, someone needs to do the officiating of a town as vital to the health of Algathera as ours. Olsen, roll me a history check, I think.
Where's my
What is it?
12.
12. So you've heard of Moonglow Hollow, but only in negative, like sort of at bars talking about the crazies out at Moonglow. It's kind of the way people talk about like I don't know summer gnats.
Oh god. Yeah. Peak hippies.
Yeah. That's what you're getting with a 12. Picray invites you to sit down on these like enlarged mushrooms that have like they're quite worn on the surface. They've clearly been used as stools before. Please take a seat.
I'm gonna just check it, you know. Is it gonna hold me? Give it a little bounce.
It's quite springy.
Does it feel sturdy though? Maybe this
See-
is something other people do. This is something I always do with chairs, but maybe you like normal sized people.
Yeah,
I don't think
right
I've
on.
ever done that. I just full collapse into them.
It's always weird when you find things that someone does that's just like strange.
Ouch.
Picray
here.
sort of sees you poking and prodding this mushroom, and she says, "Ah, yes, Nature's Lounge. Please, it's very comfortable, I assure you."
Hesitantly sit down.
It really molds to your buttocks.
Sit down next to Olsen.
Oh my god.
In fact, can I make some mushrooms? Hold on a second.
Spawn some mushrooms.
Mushroom. Oh yes, one.
Is it in the floor or something? No, it looks perfect.
Oh my god, this is so.
Oh my god,
unpoisoned.
yes.
Yeah.
2 and a little one for Algie.
What? Like,
Remember the Algatheran way for dish and dirt
Oh,
for
yeah.
spilling tea is lying on the floor.
that's right.
I've forgotten that. What's that about?
We were in like the
Well, it
chapel or
was-
something. I can't remember.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking to a cleric and all of us are just like lying down.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Playing this
it
campaign
fucking
for-
was.
I can't quite see her behind this tree. So I'm just like,
Well, we're at this is session 47, so almost a year, or probably a year with
probably
the
more than
various.
a year.
Right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause yeah, we would have had a little break after like we did like a Christmas thing and stuff, and then we had a little break, I think.
Yeah.
We've had weeks off here and there, and we've had like I think Christmas
We
was
had
the
a big
first like
break.
real long break.
Yeah, it was like a month.
Yeah, because even when you had Avery, it was like, oh, 2 weeks. It's like, I'm back.
Mm.
Look, he's a good baby.
You do seem shockingly blessed.
Yeah, we definitely we got very lucky with the pair of them. That is undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Picray sees you sort of settle into your mushroom chaise lounges. What is a chaise lounge? I just said it because it was fun.
I feel like that's enough.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't
Stay
really
on
need
track.
to know what words mean. You know, you
Keep
can just say
keep
them.
focused, Lachlan.
Okay.
Those aren't even words. Those are just sounds.
You're already like, oh, bring in these mushrooms. Oh, it says lounge. Actually, what does that actually mean? Let me look it up.
You've been
I'm
off
having a
for
real
a few
day
weeks
today.
now, and you're like, well,
I'm a bit
few
hyper.
months.
My sleep's
wonder-
been too good.
One kid, no sleep. 2 kids, more sleep. It's like, what?
It's insane. Okay, so Picray says, well, I must formally welcome you to the Moonglow Hollow Enclave. Technically, we are an outpost. Technically, we run on mana, as the way all Algotherans do, and technically we collect mana, but we prefer to think of ourselves as a commune of an organization of like-minded individuals. And it is a pleasure to welcome more minds that may be like ours. Please, would you like some tea?
I decline the tea.
Bradford's gonna be like, I've heard you druids have great tea. I mean, it's no dwarven whiskey, but well, from the things I've heard, I'm quite excited to try it.
What color is the tea?
What have you heard about the druid? What are they? What have you heard about their tea? There you go.
Well, you know, I mean, it's flavorful, earthy. Sometimes lets you see things. They do live in the forest after all.
Yes.
I ate a lot on the boat. Like, just.
She sort of pulls out. She casts a little spell and starts a kettle boiling, and she pulls out like from this little chest at her feet, this like little sachet of like dried up mushrooms, and starts like very precisely segmenting off. And she says, "So it was only for you, Bretwin? Algie, Alton?
I'll have some tea as well.
Well, Alton, wonderful one. Algie, surely we must bond over the shared experience of tea."
Alton's in a weird place right now. He's ready for some tea.
Yeah.
Alton's trying to reconnect with his druidic roots here. What about Algie?
Less really not keen about this.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. She's got a little like her spoon, like she's about to do it. She's like, she looks at you. She's like, and then she puts it back. She's like,
Give me some
fine.
rocks and shit. Too much green here. Oh.
Moonglow Hollow is all about each and of us individually taking things out at our own pace, so that collectively we can move forward together. You know what they say: if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. And trust me, as she pours the water over the mushrooms, we are about to go very, very far.
I'm feeling a bit
Fuck, I
nervous
love
about the tea.
I'm glad I stuck true to my sense of self and didn't go anywhere.
Bretwin and his dwarven constitution is here for this.
She passes around the tea. It's served in these like really beautifully made cups.
Mushrooms.
The scent of the tea is, as Bretwin noted, it's very earthy. But it's a bit funky, but it's quite pleasant. Like it's a really nice aroma coming off this this like dark brown brew. She says, "Oh, wait," and she sort of like claps her hands, and a leather-clad elf comes over, not rushing, but like with a reasonable pace, and she sort of whispers to this elf, not so that you can't hear, just politely, do we have any more of those? Fuck, what were those brown ale and what were the pies? Was it just pies? Shepherd's pie?
Potato.
With the
Potato
potato
pies.
on the top.
Potato. Oh, that's right, the potato pies. They were shepherd's pies, but they're called potato pies. Do we have any potato pies in stock? I think it would be a nice welcome, a nice ease into the Moonglow Hollow lifestyle for these newcomers if they had something familiar with their introductory meeting. And they answer, "Oh, yes, right away, Picray." And off they go, come back, and they and yours brought these like beautiful little pies along with your tea.
This is going to be a lot. I'm going to ask her, I'm like, Picray, when are we expecting the portals to appear and
Yeah.
the denizens to attack the Moonglow Hollow? Is that happening any
Well,
time? Or?
That's the complication, isn't it? No one really knows for sure. It could be tomorrow. It could be this afternoon. I mean, I hope it's not this afternoon. None of us would be ready for that.
Yeah, look around. I'm like, does anyone look like they're preparing for, like, even Algae just like usually would notice this kind of stuff, but it's like, oh, what is going on here? Like, is there any fortifications? Like, are people doing anything? Like,
People are on the tea.
Are you saying this, or are you just thinking it?
no, like Algae to himself is like looking around,
Okay.
being like, wait a second, like, because he's stealing.
Pickray's gonna roll inside.
Fuck it, I'll say it. I'm like, it doesn't really look like we're ready for an imminent attack. Should we be drinking tea right now? Like, I was on board, but then the beers started coming out, and, you know...
Oh, you haven't been given any beer. It's just the pie and the tea.
Okay. The pie starts coming out, and I really want to be on my A game if we're gonna get attacked by whatever this is gonna be.
Well, Olsen, we at Moonglow Hollow are believers in the power of the long term. And yes, while you may be temporarily inhibited by the tea we are all consuming, other than algae, we respect those who do not imbibe.
Wait a minute, what do you mean inhibited? I thought we were just drinking some tea.
As Bretwin warned you. Oh, sorry, as Bretwin mentioned. This is not regular tea.
This was a metaphor.
Fred's like,
Is
oh no,
life
oh, no,
not
this-
but a metaphor? Bretwin has traveled the layers of this metaphor before, and he's in fact, I would say that Bretwin is a better Bretwin than he was prior to this, and that is what we are here for right now.
Did you know Bretwin before, or... Wait.
Oh, look, I can see Bretwin's soul in the way he speaks to me, in the way he views the world, and that is an enlightened dwarf. And also, I think it's time for you too. But do not fret. To the best of our knowledge, it will be about a week before any attack arrives. That follows the pattern of insurgency that we have seen reported from the Algatheran Intelligence Department. And by sharing this tea with me today, and by taking your time to get to know Moonglow Hollow for what its soul is, not what it appears to be, but what it truly is, you will be far more prepared than you ever could have been if you just wait there with your armor strapped on and your sword at the ready. No, this is... You may have prepared your body, but this experience over the next week will prepare your mind.
The next week!
It may be two. Oh my
God.
I'm not in charge of the assaults. Do I look like I have a say in that?
Maybe do one of these like.
You could be here for a month for all I know.
Oh god.
Oh my god. What kind of tea is this? How is it going to render me incapable for a month? What are you putting in here?
The tea is not... That is... Please. If there was something that could provide a month-long experience of what you are about to enrich your soul with, we would be all over that. But that is not. It'll be middle of the afternoon, maybe evening, maybe mid-morning, depending on how you react. But then you'll be back to yourself, but yet more of yourself you will be back to than what you were before. You will be Olsen, but more magnificent.
Mm.
And I will be Picray, but more Picray, because I will have shared with you this experience, and I will become more in tune with a druidic brother that I can see has had his druidic soul twisted
What a
by the machinations of war. Olsen, you are the people's
Had a
hero.
couple of days, I gotta tell you.
And I can see that suffering upon the lines in your face. And maybe this is ambitious, but maybe this time, this week, this mere week in your life at Moonglow Hollow will heal you. That is my dream. And to that I toast, to Olsen and his healing, to Bretwin and his survival, and to Algie and his caution.
Yeah.
Actually, next
Bretwin's just like, you're like, well, you're the druid to getting through shit together. Like, bonks it, and just like, like not even waiting.
I'm gonna take a little sip. A little.
All right. Yes, Picray knows this, and she's like, "That's fine. Everyone takes this at their own pace, especially for a newcomer to the tea ceremony. Whatever you are comfortable with, we are here for you." Now, let us turn to logistics. So, please look around. This is Moonglow Hollow that surrounds you, and you are part of Moonglow Hollow. So really, Moonglow Hollow is you, and you are Moonglow Hollow. Anywhere in Moonglow Hollow that you would like to reside is appropriate, for you are Moonglow Hollow, and Moonglow Hollow is you. But if I was to make a recommendation, the treehouse to the far northeast quarter, which has been made up for you, would be a particularly suitable place to stay.
Yeah, we'll go there then.
An excellent choice, Algie. You are quite smart, aren't you? Very observant.
All this hippie
This is-
shit. Algie's a man of science.
This is wonderful. Oh my god. This is so wonderful.
so fucking stupid, but I this is exactly why I played D&D.
My face fucking hurts from smiling. Like my cheeks literally hurt.
And yes, we do expect. We have been notified, of course, about the attack that is imminent upon our enclave, our commune. So while it may look like we are just sitting around and drinking tea, no, that is far from the case. We are constantly in sync, determining our defensive patterns, and we have just the correct amount of scouting and just the correct amount of armament available, so that we will, as soon as an assault, a portal erupts, we will know of this and we will be ready to act.
So it sounds good to me, but I'm gonna look at Algie and see if I can get some insight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's a lot. 22.
So,
What
sorry, what
Algie
is this
think
roll
about
for?
this?
Oh, okay.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm sus as hell.
So
on all this.
Olsen's trying to read your facial expression,
Yeah,
basically.
I'm like,
So
I'm drinking the tea. I don't really. It sounds pretty weird to me, but it's kind of making sense. I look over at Algie and I'm like,
I'm just like, raised eyebrow, like, what is this lady talking about? Like, there's no fortifications anywhere. There's like people just drinking tea.
they don't see.
Yes, but Algie, you see the difference
You didn't
is.
say none of this. It's just
Yeah,
an insightful
only-
connection.
Bretwin could have been listening, just like.
It's just,
No, he wasn't. Them just making eyes, and just Bretwin would be like, it's like, yes, it is. I've been to towns like this before in my travels. Even though it might not seem prepared, did you not yourself, just yesterday, turn a mast into a dragon? What is this forest full of, if not trees? Trees in the living earth, the living stone underneath it. The people are tuned to the land around them and each other. What good is that if not for calling upon that in a time of need?
Brethren, you speak the truth. The druidic powers are often underestimated, and the force of nature to protect those that are just and true is not respected in the way it used to be. And let me say this. Well, that's perfect, Kev. But we are far more capable than those who gravely underestimate us think. In fact, we have been performing research on the construct rays that have been plaguing not only Algathera, but also all city-states. Did you know, in fact, that Ceres has been raided to the point of potentially insolvency?
Why wasn't this reported back to Algathera? They didn't know about this.
Oh, well, we like to be exceptionally sure of our observations before they make it back to Algathera, lest they fall into the hands of a politician who may be overeager. What if, for example, Algie, you scoff, but what if our observations were not as sound as we may think? And one of those radicalists in the Algatheran government declares war on Ceres and costs us the lives of thousands of Algatherans. We have to be very, very delicate with this information. It is a show of respect and trust that I share it with you here today. You Dragon Knights have shown exceptional ability and judgment and character over your tenure. And I know that you will not do anything foolish with such information that I grant to you. Is that satisfactory, Archie?
Scrumble, just like so weird. Yeah. That was such a top secret. We just found that out.
But yes, these raids are very troubling. The most interesting fact that we have gathered so far is that every raid involves a golem. And this golem, from the reports of survivors who have made it out alive, we have started to build up a bit of a profile upon this golem. They, as far as we can tell, based on the descriptions provided to us, are identical. And they all speak with the same voice. So we believe they must be replicants of some sort. And there seems to be some sort of shared memory between these machinations. In fact, your interruption, as they called it, of the onslaught upon Elvenport was mentioned to the survivor of a raid upon their outpost by the golem that was leading the assault, meaning we can only surmise that this golem somehow had awareness of what had happened with you, even though your golem was the only witness to what had occurred.
With your experiences of shared consciousness, what could have caused it? How do you think this is happening?
Algie, an excellent question. In fact, you can have inspiration for that, Cam. That was a very good question.
Nice.
We already have it, but yay!
You gotta burn them. I'm trying to give them out.
Yeah, I gotta use it. I just forget.
There are many ways to become close enough with another soul to share this sort of experience and information. In fact, I believe she sort of eyes you up and down, a wizard of your ability must be able to communicate telepathically. Is that not true?
Summon the academy. Yes, possible.
But over the distances required to make this possible would be exceptionally rare. It would require a wizard of incredible ability. And we know for a fact that these golems are not wizards. They are not evoking the spells that we would expect of such a mage. No, we believe our leading theory, it is not confirmed, but our leading theory is that these are more like a form of drone, remotely controlled from a central hub. And that the when you are speaking to one of these golems, you are not speaking to the golem, but you are speaking to the operator that is controlling these golems. So it is not a web of shared intelligence, but more like a hub and spoke configuration. Imagine a wheel on a chariot or a carriage, mind you, and think of the golems that are raiding as the rim of this wheel, and at the center is the hub, and that is the brain of these golems. And how this brain is able to control these raids across all of Maldora with such efficacy and such parallelism is it is magic beyond what we have encountered. But we cannot rule it out.
Yes. I feel like just talking to. I need to just talk to Olson and Bretwin, but
Privately. We better make our way to our quarters then.
yes.
Yeah,
much
Picray
to
says
think about, but yes, thank you, Picray.
it was my pleasure. In fact, I can feel the tea starting to connect me with the moonglow hollow around me. I am becoming one. And I like to do that alone.
What?
So I shall retire within myself now to go outside myself and connect with everything around me within me.
Oh look. All right. Okay.
I will see you on the morrow, Algie. Olson and Bretwin, I look forward to seeing you within the hollow.
The light in me sees the light in you, Picray. So let's go find a nice balcony. Let's go find a nice branch to sit on. Or a nice balcony, so give us something pretty to look at.
Just kind of looking at Bretwin and Olson, like, are you two okay? Like,
Did you finish it, Olson?
I think I drank a bit of it. Did everyone finish it?
Bretwin did.
How long were we?
Bretwin did, Picray did.
I've still got a bit. I'm holding the cup. I'm cruising around with the cup.
Okay.
I didn't say where we were meant to be going.
Northeast.
no, neither.
Can you see?
Oh, well, me as a player, I didn't say where we're meant to be going.
Oh,
Yes,
honestly,
Bretwin,
just go wherever you like.
yeah, Bretwin will probably just be like, put a hand on Algie and just be like, I've done this before, but you work out where we're going. I'm just gonna.
Where is? I'm gonna go to this one.
Yep. Hold on, let me kick that. Oh no, go up there. That's even better.
Yeah. Where did I go? Teleport. Click. Did I make it?
Shit.
Kind of. Well, I gotta go.
Did you see where Algie went?
I
So-
did not.
Left you two
She's
alone.
right here.
So Bretwin, you have done like a druidic tea before. This one is a bit different into what you've had in the past. Same general sort of high, but she wasn't kidding. And like the difference you feel from your previous sampling is that this one actually does make you start to feel connected with Moonglow Hollow and all of its denizens. So you start to feel like the presence of everyone here.
That's cool.
Olsen, roll me a perception.
Oh, my perception's really good. 13 plus 8, 21.
21. Okay. You're still sort of like just surfing the like low side of this like wave. But you almost have this like, you know when you're like you're somewhere and someone you know in a crowd like spots you and waves at you, and you sort of see them, and then like someone else gets in the way, so you like get a glimpse of them, and then they like sort of disappear. I don't know. Does that make any sense? Like you sort of see someone that you recognize, and then like you're at like a festival or whatever, and they get blocked out of the way. You feel that, and you start like you're like, who was that? And it starts like eating at you a little bit. But it feels like it's someone like important to you. And they're here.
Is it algae?
In this mushroom bender that you're on, so nah, it's not algae.
Algie, you get to the top of the tree house, and there's a member of Moonglow Hollow who's having a nap. And you've woken him up, and you said, "Sir, please leave."
Well, I said something. No, I was like, "Excuse me, this is our treetop house."
Oh, he says, excuse me, Dragon and Algae. Yes, of course. What's yours? What's mine is yours. And what's yours is Moonglow Hollow's. And so, of course, if you have chosen this lovely abode for the evening, it'd be my honor to vacate it for you.
What the pick rate said?
There's some drinks in the fridge. I'll just be next door. Have a lovely time. If you need anything, please come knocking.
Is it bottled drinks? Have they been opened before?
Algie, you forget in this sort of place, everything is very communal, and also he's just, I reckon, and Bretwin would be like, because he's, telekinetic at the best of times. So I reckon this is not, because this would be quite a different flavor to what he's used to.
Yeah.
So I'd say he's just sort of here basking in this and holding all of the like starry eyes and whispering tentacles of his that are inside his mind back, while still just letting all these other thoughts like float in. And so I reckon he'd just be like to Algie, is like, it's a pity you didn't try this, but I get it. There's this connection I'm feeling, both to the woods itself and the people here.
Oh.
Snippets of thought, snippets of feeling. Maybe this is what the elves are like normally. Maybe this is why they like being in trees, because the trees whisper back more than the stones. A preposterous thought, and he laughs at this idea.
That's nice, Brentwood. Maybe like have a little sit down here, just
Have a glass of water.
look at this nice. Yeah, it's a glass of water. It's a nice bed, It's warm. The guy was laying in it.
Absolutely.
That was actually an excellent line. The whispering of the trees. You can have inspiration too. I really love that.
Yeah, I'll get Brentwood a glass of water.
So the high starts to really kick in, and particularly for Bretwin, and you start to see, you sort of like every object around you starts to emit like almost like a smoke, just a wafting smoke from it. And that smoke sort of all mingles together and rises above you, out of the treetops, and just sort of floats around and then falls like a gentle rain It's constantly rising and falling and rising and falling. Within your treehouse, there's a small, there's a bunch of small plot plants. And those are giving off a red sort of smoke mist, whatever you want to call it. And then the furniture built from logs, right, is giving off a blue mist. Looking outside, you see the river washing along, and the grass growing at the side of it, and seaweed and fish floating by, and all of that is giving off a healthy red mist. And then you see the hummus underneath the trees, giving off, and logs rotting away, giving off this blue mist, and it's all rising and falling, rising and falling. And something you notice is that there's actually a bit of a, as you sit back observing the world around you, you know a bit of, you see a current to the blue mist getting sucked towards the center of Moonglow Hollow, towards the that building that you thought was the building you were meant to go to. Being stuck there. And observing even longer. Oh, actually, roll me a perception check with this on Bretman.
Alright. Oh yeah, I can just.
What is Bretman's body doing right now?
Not important.
What is a body, Cameron? Oh,
Dirty 20.
20? Yeah, okay, so yes, you notice it's quite imperceptible at first, but the longer you stand there watching, you notice there's actually a red mist, a current of the red mist as well, as it settles onto the ground. It's weaker than the blue mist for sure, but there's a red mist being pulled further towards the northeast.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Bradwin's gonna just look over to Olsen and be like, Olsen, are you seeing this?
Have you drunk more of your tea? Are you still on?
Olsen doesn't respond. Olsen's still outside.
He's still
Is
downstairs.
Olsen lost? Did Algie, you were meant to be looking after them.
Olsen
Yeah,
got left behind. He's on the footpath.
I did.
He got distracted. He thought he saw someone he knew. It's just a leaf.
Maybe Bretman is talking to him via his shared.
I think Bretman's just trying to talk to him and he's not even there.
Yeah,
I think so.
Olsen's not even here. Oh shit! Olsen's not even here.
Algie, you were meant to bring him.
I'll go find him.
Go and get him, and then I have something I want you to try. I love that we should left Olsen behind. Just off walking in the fucking forest.
See how quick I can
Oh my
find
god,
him.
yeah, look at him go.
Oh, there he is. Olsen. Olsen.
Oh my god, I love this.
Where's he gone? Olsen, come here. It's this way to the combination.
Ouchie, is that you?
You're doing great, buddy. Just follow me now. Bretman's got something important to tell us.
Oh, okay.
Can't go very fast anymore. Where the hell are we going again? There it is. Yep, up you go. You go first.
What is the... I'm actually a little bit lost. Is it this one here?
It's right. Yeah.
Yeah, this one.
You can walk up it.
Am I meant to be on the roof?
Yes. Well, no.
Where's Bretman?
Oh, is that the
Bretman's
roof?
on the roof.
Oh.
I think
No,
that's
Brett-
perfectly appropriate.
Bretwin has climbed to the
No.
roof.
Yeah, in the meantime, you've got
Bretman?
Olsen and
oops.
Bretman's climbed on the roof to be one with the mist.
Actually, no, Bretwin has teleported onto the roof.
Oh my
He's
God.
not strong enough to pull himself up there.
Bretman, get down from there.
So he's just sitting over there and he looks over and he's like, you found him. Lovely. Well, let's just sort of... And he sort of hops up and walks over to the other side of the roof. He's like, come over here. I probably shouldn't advertise this one too much. And so he'll hop over onto the river side of the roof.
I am
Yeah, God, if I can get it. Oh God, if I can get him over there.
I get my feather
If we
fall
can
spell
get
ready.
there.
It's like, ooh,
I am a dwarf. It'll be fine.
dwarves are
and
not
so-
known for their movement at heights.
Algie, pull your dragon egg out and just pull some mana out. Oh, pull some entropy out of it. And he's like quietened down and gotten like quite serious about this.
Cool. I notice a tone shift, and I do so.
And so he's gonna, I guess, like half cast a spell. Like he basically wants to sort of pull like mana out of his hand and like up and around his arm in the same way that we've seen them do when they've had like a dragon egg in one hand and like mana in the other. And he's like, just hold it, Algie. Watch. And he's like, he wants to see if like a more controlled form of mana and entropy are moving as much.
So hold on. So what have you got Algie to do?
Just to pull out his dragon egg and like pull entropy out of it, so it's just sort of like floating around.
Yeah, right. Okay.
See what the
Or like
color
to
is.
explain what I'm trying to get at. I assume what you were explaining before is that he could see the sort of latent flow of mana and entropy around
Yes.
Yeah.
like all the living things. So he's like,
Yeah.
okay,
So okay, yes. So you get Algie to sort of like push entropy out of this egg. Do you push a mana as well, or just entropy?
Bretman was saying he was going to do the mana part.
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. So yes. And it is like you've had a mist. This is like a fire hose. It absolutely blasts. Like you're actually quite overwhelmed with the amount of like mist, smoke, whatever that comes out of this egg, and it just floods over you and billows onto the ground. And then yes, as it swirls and sort of emanates and settles, it starts to drift. Mana towards the center of Moonglow Hollow, or blue towards the center of Moonglow Hollow, and red towards the north. Was it northeast? Northeast.
Yeah, northeast.
Okay.
That's so good.
You're right there, Bretwin. Because I imagine I can't really see. Like, it's probably glowing
You
a
can't
little
see.
bit, but like, yeah.
You can't see shit. Like you just activated the egg. And you're like, oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
what do you?
Like,
What's going on here?
Do you see this before I get long-winded about it?
Olsen, sorry to interrupt. Olsen, your like the mental crowd parts in your mind, and you see Courtney staring at you.
What?
IRL.
Courtney Bassard,
Oh shit!
Like,
and that is where we'll end the session
I
tonight.
thought she might be here.
Motherfucker!
That's on these.
like really here in real life? Or like maybe?
What do you mean?
Oh,
What are you asking it?
Do I actually like see her in the trees or just like in my mind?
In your mind, like you're feeling that sort of presence, that you're feeling like the connectedness, that feeling of like you seeing someone, it hits you. That is like you're not actually seeing her physically, but like you feel the connection. You're like, Courtney is here.
I see a sneaky peek through the trees, and then boom, there's Courtney.
What a
Yeah. And
what
the
a
bus goes
fucking
past, and then whoa.
what a Cliffy!
I was like, oh. I don't think Algie would have put two and two
Algie
together.
probably wouldn't have
Like,
thought about that, but
No, but I was like, is these just the way she was talking? I was like, it sounds very similar to like how the other druids and shit talked, the bad ones.
Yeah. Oh, that was sick.
that was a fun session.
Oh, not like trying to describe a mushroom high. That was wonderful.
I've never done mushrooms, so like if that was what it's like, cool.
Oh,